July 20th right now, and you know, a lot of you are putting your trail cameras out, and I think sometimes we have a tendency to put trail cams out in pretty misleading locations. You know, summer trail cams lie, and I want to help you avoid those lies, and at the same time understand what settings you should put your camera on and really get set up for the early season, and making sure that you are realistic with your expectations based on those trail camera locations. This is a great early season, late summer trail cam setup, and it's also a later in the season rut type setup too. This is one of those locations where you can expect movement because of this funnel system, where we have a food plot, we have an apple tree, we have a smaller food plot that way, a tiny food plot this way, a water hole that way, a water hole a few hundred yards that way. There's just a long line of improvements with different wind locations and wind settings we can have. This is more of an afternoon setting, morning setting over there, afternoon, morning on this side, water holes all day. So we have a variety of stands here to take advantage of that same buck that might be using this entire movement right here. In fact, all of these stands, if we have a 5 or 6 year old buck here or something really old, then he'll be using all of these. We'll get pictures on him in all locations. So I really like this setup because it's raining down apples right now. And so I've cut off a lot of these limbs in this location, which helps because when we come over here, then this lower limb right here, you can see how it's just bent over with apples. This turns into great scraping activity. This lower limb right here. They'll even come up and stand on their hindquarters, try to get apples out of this. But I like this because it puts a lot of activity when the bucks go hard horn in early September, mid-September. Because we have very diverse food right here, then, and this camera's looking right down the middle at 2 diverse food plots, and then we have a clover field around here, then what we're finding is that when these bucks shift their fall patterns in mid-September to mid-October, this is the perfect camera to take advantage of that, because we have fall food, late summer food that's planted, and then we have really thick cover nearby. So this camera location has it all. Now we have locations back in a funnel area 150 yards away from here, right on a rut cruising stand. We have locations on water holes, inside corners next to bedding areas, backside of bedding. And I'm not saying those aren't important in the future, but these are the type of early season setups that I believe can really point you in the right direction, because you're not getting unrealistic expectations. What I mean by unrealistic expectations: mineral lick out in the edge of the field. Those deer could be feeding all night out in that field anywhere for dozens of acres or hundreds of acres, and then they hit that mineral lick because it's a need during the summertime but not the fall, and it gives you a false expectation these deer are going to be here. If you don't have the fall food, if you don't have the fall cover, you don't have these type of funnel movements, then you're not going to see those same bucks that are out in open field during the summertime when they shift to their fall range to a movement in a property like this. So you have to ask yourself with these early season setups, is it realistic that these bucks will stay here because I have good fall food, because I have good fall cover, because the hunting pressure is low, they have enough depth for a mature buck of cover to live in, meaning it's not 100 yards to a road over there and there's not enough cover to sandwich a bunch of does, fawns, young bucks, old bucks in the same location. And if you're not a part of this movement where a buck can turn parallel to a field and actually cruise through this during late October, November, if you're not adjacent to good cover, if it's a place that gets blown out with hunting pressure, then what you're seeing right now out in the field on a mineral lick or even a water hole on a cattle pond or something isn't realistic. And so I want to see this type of setup for right now. We actually put a lot of stock into these type of setups so that we can actually gauge what bucks are coming on the property when, because you have that high attraction early season that actually lasts for the rest of the year because it's an actual buck movement. And so that's where I want to put my cameras right now, and really focus on, because it's given us a lot of intel through early October. Now the settings that we enjoy, it's a little bit different because we want to actually put B-roll out on YouTube. So we want to have a 10-second video clip, and we went back and forth from 5 seconds to 30 seconds, 15 seconds. That 10-second window of video seems to maximize our battery life. Now this is the new 4.0, and there's supposed to be a very good battery management system This right here is actually a 5A and we have a 10A. So we can get a lithium battery pack that's equal to 24 AA lithium batteries at a time. Now on our normal 12 that we use, AA lithium, we can expect 3 to 4 months. So we set this out on, let's say, July 13th, somewhere around there, whatever date that was. And I wanted to see how long these batteries last. They're supposed to last really good. Now, I can't wait to put a 10 amp on here because that 10 amp obviously will last twice as long. And if that's the case, then even on 10-second video in a setup like this, we should still get a good 7 months, maybe even 8 months. Now, if you're just taking pictures, maybe I'd put this on a 3-shot burst. So for the time frame of when I'd actually put that delay on and how often we're getting a picture, you know, we're looking at that video setup. So we put ours on a 3-minute delay. For you guys out there, if you're putting it on picture and you don't need that video, we could get a year out of a lot of our cameras. So that lasts a lot longer. We're obviously not putting it on a bait pile where we don't have bait piles out here, but if we're putting it on a bait pile, we might get 400 pictures a day. That burns it out really fast. In this case right here, if we had it on picture only, I'd probably put it on a 3-shot burst, 1-minute delay, so that I could actually get a larger collection of pictures during that time frame, knowing that my pictures that it takes, not burning out the battery as much as taking a 10-second video or longer. So ours, we like that video, really appreciate that B-roll. Those videos are great because we can see what's coming. It takes a picture and then we get 10 seconds to see what's coming on behind it. So you can imagine if we have a doe coming in here, heck, when we're even looking at turkeys, we see a hen go through here, we're clicking video because we want to see if there's any poult behind it, see if she has many chicks. So regardless, so we like that for a lot of other behavioral activity. Now, we like setting the flash on low. I don't want any glowing red bulbs, so I want low glow or no glow setting, and then I want flash on low. And in this case, in the 4.0, you have both of those settings. So we didn't do it at first, but we've lowered our flashes on this because that is one thing that spooks deer. What's really cool about the 4.0, no noise. Nothing that makes any kind of noise in this camera, so the deer can't hear it at all. It'd only be those bulbs, and they're not going to see it. You can see we have a stub right here of a trunk that was coming out, trunk right here. We have a lot of garbage around here. There's no way they're going to see it profiled. It's bigger than the tree, even though it's lower. Really, if they're going to see something, it's going to be those bulbs. So I want them ultra low and on there. What's really cool too is this opens up from the side. So we have a side piece right here that flips up, and I like that because then we can actually get this open from the side and then aim it towards the front. So when we look at this, we can actually look at the screen from the side and aim it, which solves a lot of problems if you get in the way when you're trying to aim. And really love that feature too of this one. So there's a few more features backed into these, but really the most important is really like to have these great late summer to show us bucks that are coming onto the property, bucks that are currently here, and then you have to ask yourself, does this make sense that this setup is going to be a good setup for later? Because summer trail cams lie, especially when they're out on field edges, field edge scrapes, mineral licks, water holes that are out along the edge. People put a bait pile out at the edge of their woods, and it's not really accurate for what you're going to see later, something like this is. And so even if we're going to diminish the amount of pictures we have in a location like this going through the late summer, and it really heats up in October, November, I'd rather have these cameras in place and set and giving us a long view of what's going on in the area in the build up to the season. And then at the same time, you know, the season opens September, usually around the 10th to 15th in that time frame for bow. And so you can guarantee that no matter what when we think these batteries are going to run out, I don't want to get out here during the season and change it, leave my scent around here. So I'll probably change these batteries. We put them in early July. I'll probably change them early September, and I would fully expect them to last for the season and get us through all the way into late December and January to give us a good glimpse of what's going on overall. And by the way, we like watching our food plots. So we have the rut zone on one side, we'll have Big Boost on the other. We just leveled our buckwheat. We can watch how fast that turns brown over there on that side, and we get to enjoy watching our food plots grow. deer eat the apples, the clover around here, making scrapes later on this side. And this camera, as you can imagine, is set up for the long haul in this location, and we can't wait to see what it looks like as the season progresses. Hey, thanks for watching to the end of the video. I really want to remind you to check out purewildlifeblends.com. We have a blend for you that will fit for you. We've even run out of some of our blends already this year, so make sure you check us out. Some of our tried and true, the Fall Power, the Big Boost Brassica, the Big Boost Brassica 365, which establishes a perennial for next year, our Fall Power 365. We have our Green Max Traffic to cover water holes and access trails. We have something for everything. We have something for you. All pure, all developed over decades, and I encourage you to check it out. Check the link in the description. Thank you for watching.